Imagine, for a moment, a vast ocean stretching endlessly before you. You stand on its shores, mesmerized by the waves, the horizon, and the gentle rhythm of its tides. You have spent your entire life trying to understand the ocean's vastness, its mysteries, its depth. And yet, with each passing day, the ocean seems further and further out of reach. But then, one day, while staring out at the horizon, something strange happens. You feel an ancient pull within you, an almost forgotten memory stirring from deep within your being. What if you realized the ocean wasn't something to reach for? What if it was something you were all along? You do not need to dive deeper into the waters to uncover its truth. The truth is, you've always been part of the ocean. The ocean is within you, and you are the ocean. And just like that, enlightenment is no longer a distant goal. It was never something to be acquired. It's something to be recognized. A truth that was always present but veiled by illusion. The illusion of separation. For centuries, wise beings from all corners of the world have spoken of the same truth: you are not separate from the universe. You have never been separate. The separation you feel, the distance between you and the divine, the struggles you endure in search of meaning, these are all born from an illusion. An illusion that keeps you trapped in the belief that you are an individual, isolated, and disconnected from the infinite. Take, for example, the ancient teachings of Advaita Vedanta, as elucidated by the sage Adi Shankaracharya. He spoke of the concept of non-duality, or Advaita, which states that the ultimate reality is not divided into you and me, self and other, or subject and object. There is only one consciousness, one eternal, unchanging reality, and it is within you and all around you. This is not something to attain. It is the very nature of your being. Just as waves are made of the ocean, your essence is the essence of the universe. The journey of life is not one of becoming, but of unbecoming, unveiling that which has always been. The mind, however, clings to duality. It splits the world into concepts, right and wrong, good and bad, light and dark. But in truth, these divisions are like shadows on the surface of the water. They are fleeting, deceptive. The moment you grasp them, they dissolve. Imagine you are a mirror. You've always reflected the world around you, yet you believe that you are separate from the reflection. You identify with the surface of the mirror, not knowing that it is the emptiness behind the glass that allows the world to be reflected. You are not the mirror's surface, you are the space that holds all reflection. In our modern world, enlightenment is often portrayed as an elusive goal. We've been conditioned to think of it as a final destination, an achievement to be strived for, a point of ultimate wisdom or spiritual transcendence where all suffering ends, and bliss begins. We are told that once we attain it, we will no longer feel the weight of the world, that we will be free from the cycle of birth and death. This idea is seductive. It promises us release, freedom, and peace. But what if the entire notion of attaining enlightenment is the very thing keeping us from it? The great Zen master, Huang Po, once said, "The mind is the Buddha, and the Buddha is the mind." He taught that there is no other state to reach, no external event that will suddenly bring you to some supreme realization. The realization of enlightenment isn't about seeking something that exists outside of yourself, but about realizing what you already are. The search for enlightenment is often a search for something beyond your present experience, something other than what you are. This is where we get caught in the web of illusion. We want to be better, purer, closer to God. But the irony is that all of this seeking only reinforces the belief in separation. We look outside of ourselves, searching for a missing piece, unaware that the pieces have always been within. In his Tao Te Ching, the sage Lao Tzu writes, "The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name." The Tao, the ultimate reality, is beyond all definitions and all concepts. It cannot be grasped by the mind or captured in words, but it is present, ever-flowing, ever-moving. Just like water that shapes the land over centuries, the Tao is the undercurrent that moves through every aspect of existence. Your mind may believe that enlightenment is a distant shore to which you must paddle and toil, when in truth, the shore is a mirage. The ocean you seek is within you, right beneath the surface of your thoughts. Enlightenment, then, is not a thing to find. It is a recognition of what you already are, immense, infinite, undivided, and ever-present. So, if enlightenment is not something to be attained, what is the key to unlocking this profound realization? The answer is deceptively simple: presence. To be present is to be fully aware of what is happening now, not as an observer from a distance, but as an integral part of the flow of existence. The moment you stop looking for something outside of yourself and begin to truly experience what is, without judgment, without the need to change or fix anything, you begin to peel away the layers of illusion. Presence allows you to see through the veil of separateness. As the philosopher and mystic Sri Aurobindo once said, the moment you know your own self, you know that everything is already within you. The process of enlightenment is not about learning something new. It's about remembering what you've always known deep down, about sinking into the fullness of the moment, and realizing that there is no other moment than this one. The eternal now. In practical terms, this means engaging with life as it is, without the filters of the past or projections into the future. The next time you sit in silence, pay attention to your breath. Watch it rise and fall. Notice the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. There is nothing extraordinary about it. Yet, if you allow yourself to simply be with it, you will notice that in this very act of attention, something shifts. Your awareness expands. You are no longer a person having an experience, you are the experience itself. The body becomes the vehicle for the eternal. The mind becomes the instrument of pure presence. And the separation between you and life begins to dissolve. The true essence of who you are is not bound by time, space, or identity. It is the stillness beneath the waves, the silence that holds the sound, the emptiness that holds the form. By resting in this presence, you come to realize, enlightenment has always been here. You have always been whole, always been infinite, always been one with the divine. When you gaze into a mirror, what do you see? Your reflection, of course. But what if you were to pause for a moment and question, who is it that is actually seeing the reflection? The ancient Hermetic teachings remind us that, as above, so below, as within, so without. What if the reflection of the world in your mind is just that, a reflection? What if the true reality is beyond the surface, beyond your perception of yourself, your thoughts, and your feelings? In the same way that a mirror reflects an image but is not the image itself, your awareness reflects the world but is not contained within it. The mystic poet Rumi once wrote, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." This is not just a metaphor, but a truth about your soul. What you perceive as you, the thoughts, the emotions, the struggles, the desires, is merely the surface, a ripple upon the water. It is not you. You are the vast ocean of consciousness, timeless and ever-present. The waves that rise and fall on its surface are your thoughts and experiences, but they do not define the ocean. This realization, that you are the consciousness behind the experience, not the experience itself, brings you closer to the heart of the mystery. The moment you stop identifying with the fleeting, ever-changing waves of thought and emotion, you begin to glimpse the stillness that underlies all things. This stillness is the truth of who you are, and it has always been here, quietly waiting to be discovered. The key, then, is not to fight the waves of thought or emotion. It is not to try and control the surface of the ocean. The key is to turn your attention to the depth beneath, to the still water that never changes. To the awareness that watches the waves. This is where enlightenment resides, not as a distant goal, but as the very fabric of your being. Now, you might wonder, if this is the truth, how do we live it in the world? If I already am enlightenment, then why do I still experience suffering, confusion, and turmoil? The answer is simple: the recognition of your true nature does not exempt you from the challenges of life, it transforms how you engage with them. Imagine a tree standing in a storm. The winds blow fiercely, the rain lashes against its branches, yet the tree remains rooted. The storm does not destroy the tree, nor does the tree fight against the storm. It simply stands, rooted in the earth, grounded in its essence. This is how you, too, can live this truth. The world will continue to unfold with all its turbulence and uncertainty. But when you realize your true nature, you become the still center amidst the chaos. You are no longer a leaf tossed in the wind of circumstance. You are the grounded tree, unshaken by the storm. To live this truth is to practice mindfulness, presence, and awareness. In every moment, remind yourself, I am not my thoughts. I am not my emotions. I am the awareness in which they arise. This simple shift in perception is enough to break the chains of identification that bind you to suffering. In the words of Eckhart Tolle, a modern teacher of spiritual awakening, you are the universe expressing itself as a human for a little while. The moment you realize this, your relationship with the world changes. You no longer live in pursuit of enlightenment because you realize you have always been what you were seeking. You do not need to escape the world, but to embrace it, knowing that you are both the witness and the experiencer of it all. Each encounter, each challenge, each joy becomes an opportunity to deepen into this awareness. It is through the simple, humble act of being present in the moment that you become what you already are, pure, undivided consciousness. Remember, the ocean never needs to strive to be the ocean. The sun never has to try to shine. The stars never struggle to twinkle. And you do not need to strive to be who you are. This moment, this realization, is all you need. May you rest in the knowing that you have always been whole. You have always been enlightened. The journey of awakening is not a journey of becoming, it's the recognition of what has always been. The truth has never been lost. It has always been here, waiting for you to turn your gaze inward. Now, rest in the stillness of your true nature. You are the ocean. You are the light. You have always been what you seek.